Sorry, because I know that some of the ladies here have, well, most of the ladies here are Christians, and some of them, I have a particular friend. We were on the radio today with Moiwa, and one of the things that Moiwa asked you, and the question was so potent, but even more so, your answer was even more potent that it got me crying in the studio. You saw that, right?
I see it.
And for those of you, by the way, the interview will be on Moiwa tonight at 11 o'clock, guys, yeah? You'll hear me a little bit, Sarah, a lot. But one of the things that Moiwa had mentioned to you was about his friend who had recently found out that his daughter got pregnant. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
And he said to you, what would you say to that family in that situation? Could you share with us what you said, or roundabout what you said?
Well, I told him sometimes we're always saying, God, have your way. God, we're going to live in your will. We want you to have total control of our life. And then when God does something that shakes our life up, we're like, wait a minute. That's not what I signed up for. And I think that from my personal experience, I don't think anyone at that time could have thought that that moment would be so life-changing. I think that there was obviously some disappointment because it's not the ideal time to start a family. And so I don't think that in that moment that we saw the purpose behind the pain. But I think now, here in this room, that I realize that that pain was for this purpose.
Wow.
I do. And I think that sometimes we go through things and in that moment we don't understand it. And it feels like, oh my God, like, can you put anything else on me? How am I going to get my way out of this? I've set myself back so bad. Things that we do to ourselves, not to mention what other people do to us. Sometimes you can mess yourself up and you wonder, how am I going to get out of this? And God, I promise you, He works that thing out, because I didn't think that I'd be able to complete college. I didn't think that, I thought I'd be limited in, marriage and who's going to take on me and my child. You have all of these insecurities. But God has a purpose for all of the pain, the ups and downs of our life. And I just encourage him to keep the faith and to know that God's going to have His way. Even if it breaks your heart, know that He's capable of breaking it and mending it and bringing everything back together.
Good. Wow.
Beautiful. Can you tell us a bit about your wonderful husband who's with you today?
Yeah, my baby. Yeah, my husband is, we met in college at Texas Christian University, and I always say that he was stalking me, and I finally told him, listen, you have to stop stalking me or give me your number because this is becoming strange. But we met in campus, and he did not know who my father was. And then when he found out, he was like, you're not going to make me go to church, are you? And so it's been interesting because we were raised in different denominations. Our church is non-denominational, and he was raised Church of Christ. And so his service is short, a little shorter. They don't use instruments, and it's about 40 minutes. If you come to my church, you have to pack a snack and bring comfortable shoes because you're going to be there a while. So it's been interesting watching that transition. I heard Sunday, though, that service was really good, and he took off running. So I'm looking for that footage. I was home taking care of my mom. But he's with me. It's been an amazing journey with him. Our first year of marriage, he was drafted into the NFL. He plays professional football. I got pregnant with my daughter, and then we moved away from home.
Wow.
That was all our first year of marriage. And I thought about killing him, but I didn't. We made it through. And we've almost been married 4 years. And I never missed a college football game. I never missed a professional football game. And so now he's supporting me. And so it's really great to have him by my side here with me.
That is excellent. And tell us just a little bit, Sarah, because I know you're exhausted. Let me just share with you guys that they literally came off the plane. We dropped your suitcases off to the hotel, and we went to interviews, which took a while. Then we went home. You had a snack.
Yes, I did.
Probably closed your eyes for 40 seconds, and then we're here.
Yes.
So we're not going to keep her up all night. If you want to hear the full story, guess what? The final question before you leave. Tell us just a little bit about what it's like to be Bishop T.D. Jakes' and Mrs. Sarita Jakes' daughter.
Everybody asks me this question, and I'm telling you, it's just like having your dad in your house, helping us with our homework, stealing food off of our plate, and embarrassing us in front of our friends. And then every now and then he drops these little bombs of knowledge, and you're like, oh my God, that's why you're so good at what you do. But for us, it wasn't really that different. It wasn't until we got out into where we're out with him at church on Sundays or at restaurants, and people are telling him, hi, how he's changed his life, and then we realized, well, I guess you kind of are important, but it hasn't been. There's been some difficulties in the way that there are obviously so many people who keep up with our life, both the good and bad things, and so it's difficult because you don't always get to face obstacles privately. But I think that when God called him to do what he's doing, that his grace is sufficient and he's made provisions for us. So it's been a wonderful journey, and I would not take it back for anything, and I know because of who he is, I am. And so I think all things, obviously, they're working together for us.
Excellent. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Just looking at the time, see, we may have started a little late, but I'm finishing on time, people. I'm gonna. Sarah, will you be okay with this? A few people won't be coming Saturday, so if they could take some photo opportunities for those of you who do, and then we're gonna wrap up within the next 10 minutes or so. But before you leave, please finish the food, okay? We want to reduce, reuse, and recycle, people. All right. Please feel free. Don't leave Sarah hanging. If you want to take some photos, let's do that quickly so that we can wrap up and get out here. Again, thank you for coming. I'm going to hand you over to Lisa.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, ladies and my pastor, I just wanted to add on what my sister has said, just in relation to Sarah. As our distinguished guest, Dare to Dream is about honouring and loving everybody that's there. So Dare to Dream says everybody is somebody, okay? In relation to speaking to Sarah tonight, please be mindful of the fact that she's tired. No intrusive or ridiculously personal questions, because I want to protect and honour her. She has an amazing story that she wants to share, and she's decided that she will do so on Saturday. She's been kind enough to share quite a lot via the internet, and her beautiful sister Cora is here. I want to honour Cora too. And Tiffany is her PA and just a pillar of strength. We have had the most amazing communication because Tiff is on this, okay? I decided at about 3 o'clock in the morning with my sister to Google these lovely ladies because we wanted to find out who Cora was. And I got stuck on the shoes because when you Google her wedding, okay, you'll see these Crystal Swarovski.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, amazing, okay? But that's my issue with fashion, okay? So, you know, they've just landed today. Sarah does want to greet you. You know, she's a very approachable, beautiful person who gave me a warm hug, okay? Certainly, Sarah, there's a few words that you'll go back with, okay? One word I use a lot is stush. Do you not know what stush means?
No, but I'd like to learn.
Girl, stush basically means if you think you're nice.
Okay.
I don't know what you'd say in America.
Well, it doesn't matter. We're in London.
Okay, cool. Sarah is not stush, okay, guys? So we can tweet that. We can say that Sarah is completely down to earth, very approachable. And as she said, she's sharing her story. Why do we all share our stories? Why have a number of us tonight shared personal and intimate things? Disasters, you know, domestic violence, depression, nervous breakdowns. Why are we sharing that with you all? Because we want you to recognize that scars heal. We want you to recognize that you can make it, irrespective of what you go through, irrespective of how long you have to have time out. It's about getting up and keeping it moving. One of my favorite songs is by Donnie McClurkin, We Fall Down But We Get Up. And you have to recognize the fact that no matter what you go through, you can move forward. Okay? So, no, my brother. No, I'm not about to sing, my brother. Okay? Alright, our guests are here today. Okay. Keep it clean. Praise God! So, lovely ladies, please do, you know, speak to Miss Cora, Tiffany, and Mr. Henson is round there. And this is our dear friend as well.
Brandon.
Brandon, part of the team, okay? So, you know, we've got them for a lot of time on Saturday. So those of you who can make Dare to Dream, we'll be honoured to see you. But please do approach Sarah or her sister or Tiffany and say hi, okay? And then we'll be wrapping up. There's food and refreshments round the back. And it's been a pleasure getting to know everybody tonight. So God bless you and thank you for your time. Okay.